What's up, everybody? This is Forgo, and today we're going to be talking about the Korean live stream that we just recently had. Lots of interesting things that they showed us, and a sweet little surprise that Omega Travis decided to give us at the end of this stream. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new Rugal, and then we have the new Boss Syndrome Rugal, the new Boss Syndrome Orochi, which is the big snake. And Rugal is a blue attack, which is awesome. This means this version of Rugal is going to be relevant for quite a few game modes. It's going to be relevant for RHD because we need a blue attack team past tier 40. And honestly, we need some blue characters. So this is actually fantastic. And it's just Rugal. Costs 65. And its leadership attack power of all fighters increased by 45%. Hopefully I'll translate all this correctly. Whoops. So when the body is immune to dizziness, which means immune to stun, it will cause 80% bleeding damage to the enemy's attack power. So Rugal's got a bleeding core effect, which is pretty cool. When using active skills, the attack power is increased by 25%. So when you're using his skills and not even landing them, you're going to get increased attack power. And the damage received is reduced by 25%. So he also has a damage reduction. It lasts for 7 seconds on a 20-second cooldown time. Boss Boom in the defensive state, which means when you're guarding, you can gain 1% energy every 0.3 seconds and receive 5 attacks, including defensive state. So what this more or less means is you're going to be gaining PG when you're guarding, which is similar to Kula and Mr. Karate, which is nice. And then it triggers the Domineering Body for 2 seconds, cooldown time of 20 seconds. What this means is when he receives 5 attacks, when he's guarding, he's gonna receive super armor, and this is gonna be on 20-second cooldown. That's actually really damn amazing that you can just sit there and guard and you can get super armor. Wow. So you can just get super armor and retaliate and attack your opponents. Very nice to keep from getting out interrupted. Very cool. Then his first skill, attack power, increased attack power by 35% for 5 seconds. Great. PvP only when the attack hits, including defensive status. The enemy cannot be evaded for 3 seconds. That means they can't roll for 3 seconds even when they're guarding if you land that attack. The second skill triggers the hyper state, which means hyper armor, so freaking amazing. And it's on the genocide cutter, which is even cooler. When using the skill for 3 seconds, there's a 40% chance to reset the cooldown time of this skill. Cooling time of 18 seconds. It can be used even when attacked only for non-knockdown status, which means it is an interrupt skill, it has hyper armor, and it has a 40% chance to reset. That's pretty damn freaking OP. It's 40% chance, but still, that is crazy. Wow. On a skill that has interrupt and hyper armor, whoa. They're going to make the Genocide Cutter pretty much a domineering move in KOF again. And then the third skill is attack power is increased by 27% for 10 seconds. So he gets double increase to attack, right? He has hyper armor with interrupt skill that can reset. He has bleed. Whoa. So PvP dedicated, when the active skill hits an enemy and the hyper T, I guess that's super armor or hyper state, which is hyper armor, there's a 60% chance to cancel the enemy's hyper armor or super armor. So he has a 60% chance. He has a 60% chance to remove hyper armor and super armor on top of all of this other stuff. Whoa. So let's check out old Rugal. So Rugal looks pretty cool. This is the 95 version of Rugal. We're going to go ahead and skip to the good stuff because unfortunately we don't really understand. We've already talked about the cores. And we'll just jump into his skill preview here. Move along, move along, move along. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Kaiser Wave, that's going to go all the way across the screen. That's going to be a long range attack. And it looks like it's going to hit, the hitbox looks like it's going to be down below, up top, in the middle. And there's the Genocide Cutter, the interrupt skill. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, and look at that God Press. That's the third skill. Look at that God Press. Woo! Man. Very, very freaking cool. Oh my god. This version of Rugal is going to be ridiculous. He is going to be insane. Woof. I wonder how far away across the screen he can do that skill. We will be finding out, man. That is crazy. I love it. I love it. Let's get to the default here. Okay, back up a little bit. There we go. So here's the default finisher. Pretty much about the same as what we had before. A little bit different, but pretty much about the same. And then we have his 5 PG finisher. This is exactly the same as what we already have in the game. So it doesn't look like they gave him a different finisher. That's kind of disappointing. I really would have liked to seen something else, to be perfectly honest. But it is what it is. He still looks amazing. That skill can miss a lot, so you gotta be real careful when you use it. So I imagine most people are probably going to be using the default finisher more often than the 5 PG special. So then we have Orochi, and Orochi is a green balanced fighter. So he is a different Orochi than the one we already have. We did vote to get Orochi buff, so I'm pretty sure that Orochi will still get buffed. However, we're getting this new version of Rochi, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there, but he is a green balance. And again, just like Rugal, we do need a green balance team for reviving Hell's Dungeon past tier 40, so it does make him relevant. We can use him. He is a cost 65. He is a boss syndrome character. And let's check out his core. So each time you attack your enemy, your attack power is increased by 4% and your penetration power is increased by 200 for 5 seconds, which means he's going to have 1,000 penetration and he's going to be getting an attack buff. Each time you attack your enemy, your attack power is increased by 4%, and there's no limit to this. So you can just keep gaining power, attack as you're attacking. That's freaking nuts. And then when you hit an enemy more than 20 times, you will gain 10% PG, cooldown time of 20 seconds. Wow. So when XXX skill 1 hits, there's a 50% chance of resetting the cooldown time of projectile skills, cooldown time of 20 seconds, and boss boom in the defensive state, 1% energy can be gained every 0.3 seconds and receiving in 5 attacks. So when he's guarding, he's going to be able to gain PG, which is nuts. And so Rugal and him both got this, and receiving in 5 attacks, including defensive state, the hegemonic body, which is super armor, is triggered for 2 seconds, cooldown time of 20 seconds. So he gets super armor when he receives 5 attacks. Okay, very cool. His first skill gives him enemy attack power damage, reduced damage by 50% for 3 seconds. So he's a balanced type. He's going to be tankier because of the reduced damage. And then the PvP dedicated, when an attack hits, including defensive status, which means even if they're guarding, the enemy cannot use active skills, that means strike, blast, or grab, for 2 seconds. That is very, very strong. And then his second skill, he has attack powers increased by 30%, which is nice. And then when the skill hits for 7 seconds, there is this 50% chance to ignore the enemy's defensive stats. So you have a 50% chance to ignore their guard on this skill. Now, the original Rochi, if you're from a distance, the second skill or the ray he shoots out doesn't ignore the guard unless you're up close to the enemy. So it's always kind of funky. This is going to give you a 50% chance no matter what. So if it shoots all the way across the screen, you still have a 50% chance to ignore their guard. I wish it had been 100, to be perfectly honest, but maybe that had been broken. We'll see. And then the third skill has hyper armor, even when attacked, only a knockdown state. So just like Rugal, his hyper armor skill is an interrupt skill. So when characters are doing moves that keep you standing, you can use this skill to get out of it. Very nice, very nice. Let's check out Orochi. We'll just move to the skill preview here. Okay, so Rochi looks cool with the glowing. That's nice. And it's hard to see, but it's like lightning coming down. All of his moves pretty much look like the Orochi we know. They just look a bit more OP. They just look a bit more OP. Wow, okay. And that's going to hit you from anywhere on the screen. And there's the skill that can ignore your guard. It looks like there's more hits on it. We'll see. Alright. Okay, so let's do the hyper armor skill. And now this skill here is an interrupt skill. It has a little kick at the end, which is nice. That's a nice little addition there to that skill. Very cool. It also kicks him up in the air. Good for comboing. Very cool, very cool. These characters are going to be OP, man. You can see it. Alright, same old, same old. Then it's 5PG. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's his default. I thought they were going to do the 5PG. Okay, now we're doing the 5PG. It's a cool skill, but most people are going to use the 3PG because he does have one. I mean, it looks like these characters are just going to use the same old cards that we already have, which in a way is good because a lot of us already have these cards and we have them built. You can get Rochi 3PG from the Epic Quest. Right. Well, they're all about there we go, and there's that 3PG. So very, very cool, very, very cool. I was really kind of hoping for some different animations for their special skills, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's a little bit different, but I was really hoping for completely different animations, but it is what it is. The characters still look freaking insanely strong and amazing, and I'm excited for them. So we also have install PvE total fighting system. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. And then we have implementation of 2001 main mission story. So what that means is we're going to be getting more rubies, which is awesome. And then we have just a guild system to make it more convenient for players to use. Well, we'll see. Maybe they're going to change some of the UI in it, and then improve the server for the championship league. We'll see how that's going to go. They've said that a bunch of times. It seems like championship never gets fixed, but we'll hold out hope. You know, overall, this is pretty exciting news. You know, for me, Rugal's my favorite KOF character. He's my numero uno, so I'm super stoked about him. I'm sure a lot of us, and really I want Orochi to be amazing as well, because he is a god. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be over the top. So again, I'm not really sure how it's going to work out with the buffed Orochi and how that's going to work out in the future, because I really doubt buffed Orochi is going to be as powerful as this version of Orochi that we're looking at from the Korean live stream, but we will see. But now on to a surprise. So what did Omega Travis give us? Well, he gave us some codes to queue up a ticket, some rubies, a dimension invitation ticket, and souls. This is crazy. What a complete surprise that they gave us codes for all these souls for this dimension ticket. This thing can be used to level up your collab characters that are fest characters. And then you have rubies. There's 1,200 rubies right here. And then check this out. We got this little ticket here that gives us 1,000 rubies and 10 gold hammers. That is awesome. That is freaking 2,200 rubies. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So all you have to do is go click on this thing here and then click on enter coupon. And you're going to click on 2020 thank you coupon. This is going to end on December 31st. So make sure you queue this up as fast as you can. Click on this. And then I'm going to put up the codes on the screen that you need to use. and you would just plug in, 2020 KFAC1, and I've already collected mine, so it won't work for me. And then you hit confirm, and then you'd plug in the other 5 codes to get your rubies. I will put a link in the comments for the iOS link, so those of you that are using iOS devices, you can collect your coupon codes through iOS. This is so freaking awesome. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, the game it's just give, 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 give. It really is a completely different feeling than what I get from other games that I play. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So we're going to go ahead and collect this baby. Look at that. Oh, how sweet it is. How sweet it is, boys and girls. Oh, 2,200 rubies, a dimension ticket, and purple KOF and all-star souls. 200 of each. That is so insanely awesome. So I just want to say thank you to Netmarble for giving us these coupon codes and for giving us these free rubies, for giving us the dimension ticket, for really just being so generous to all of the player base. We really do appreciate it, and we will keep supporting this game as long as you guys keep treating us right. Thank you so much. So let me know how you're all feeling about Rugal and Orochi. I think they look freaking insane. And let me know how you're all feeling about getting these free rubies, the ticket, and the souls. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.